Let's go.
You're a winner with
Radio Atlantis.
The Radio Broadcasting Library presents Volume 1 of the Studio Collection, featuring studio recordings of Steve England on Radio Atlantis in 1974, and off-air recordings of classic Atlantis programming, including the Tour of the Janine in August 1974, and Andy Anderson and Steve England together at their best in May 1974.
Cat, there's a monster coming.
Are you sitting comfortably? Then it's time for Steve England.
Yes, Volkers, every evening on Atlantis, Steve England.
Cat, there's a monster coming.
Yeah, mate.
Well, I'm a one-man band.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, no understands. Is there anybody out there wanna lend me a hand?
That's Leo Sayer.
To my one-man
In fact, there's two versions of that out, and in fact, it's a Leo Sayer competition. So he's doing rather well, and he's more famous than the other guy. The other version's by Robert E. Lee.
I'm just a one-man band.
And that's Leo Sayer, and as I said, that's number 15 in the Atlantis hotline of twits. And welcome to the Steve England Blast Off program, taking you through until 9 o'clock tonight. Very nice to have your company right here on the big sound of Radio Atlantis. And now, woo, look what we got here. It's a jingle. My goodness.
The summer sounds in the air.
Radio Atlantis.
Rockin' Radio 74 as we get prepared to go back in time now. Rebound sound. And this is the Lemon Papers? Lemon Papers, sorry, that's it. Not to be confused with an East Kent Mercury or anything. Newspapers, you see. The Green Tambourine for you. On the big sound of 312. Hey! Ship just rolled over then. Not completely over, of course, just a little bit. And that's Green Tambourine. Rebound sound. Yippee! Can I have this next dance? Stop mucking about.
What you say?
Anyway, here we are, bouncing up and down on the North Sea once again, and it's a beautiful Wednesday, I believe, today. One day before Tender Day, and it's a rotten day. Well, it's not really rotten, I mean, the sun's shining, but this morning, my goodness, I've never seen rain like it before. Andy and I were out there putting silicone grease on the old, well, I don't know what it is, it's a sort of porcelain thing on the deck. Deck insulator, of course. I do know what it is, I just forgot the word for it. Anyway, and it was really pouring down. I got absolutely soaked to the skin and and the old boat's been rocking backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and up and down and back and forth and up and down. And God blimey, I really wish it was the summer, honestly. We need some, if the powers that be, if the weather forecasters are listening, we could do with some nice weather, you know. And they call this the summer. What's it going to be like in the winter? 10 minutes now, past 7 o'clock. Actually, I heard there's going to be a very severe winter this winter. Did you hear that, Judge Dredd?
Right, now you're up on your feet, you're going to listen to Big Nine!
Oh, I see, alright. Doesn't really have any bearing on the question which I asked you, but still, never mind. Every 12 years we get a really bad winter, and 1974 is really going to be that year, folks. So put your overcoats on.
Polly Flinders sat by the cinders, warming her pretty feet. A spark flew out, she gave out a shout, 'cause it's birds are on a cunt.
Yeah.
They see.
Yeah.
What more do you want, blood? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Hey, I don't like all this trash, you know, all this obscene stuff that they're putting on record nowadays. Hey, by gum, stuff, record player, Mum. I want to read my news of the world.
Is the monthly magazine all about radio. In the June issue of Script magazine, there's news and a complete program guide of Radio Atlantis and the other independent stations. Plus, interviews with DJs John Peel, Tony Prince, a feature on the Mi Amigo, and lots more. Script magazine costs only 20 pence, including postage, or if you live in Europe, send an international money order for £1.50 or the equivalent to Script, Department A, 35 Glenmore Road, London, Northwest 3, England.
Thank you very much, England. Of course, that's my name, in case you didn't know. Good old Steve England now, 15 minutes past 7 o'clock on Radio Atlantis. Wowie zowie, we're so excited. And I'll tell you why we're so excited, because we've got John Harding's Rocket here. And, God, blimey. Well, honestly, you know, it's really a good record. And, well, you know, it's from Mud. And you know it's called Mud. And it's called It's called Mud. And you know it's called Rocket. Forget it. John Harding's Rocket, and it is a rocket.
Now, this here's the story of Abigail Rocket Blast.
That's a John Harding rocket. Let's make that especially for Mary Warner, yes. Because I guess I'm going to get the rocket when I come off this ship, you know. All the naughty things I've said about hairy Mary Warner. Hey. Rocket. Oh, they're just showing off again, you know. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye, Mud.
Let's go.
Scooby-Dooby-Dee. Welcome to Atlantis on 312. If it's the first time you've joined us, where have you been?
You're a winner with
Radio Atlantis.
And now, Uncle Jim Stafford, and, well, he's going to tell you a little bit about his girl, Bill.
Bill walked me to my door last night, and he said, before I go, my little girl, my girl, Bill.
Well, he didn't manage to speak for a minute on the subject without deviation, did he?
My girl, Bill.
I used to have an Uncle Jim once, you know.
Can't say no.
Not the same one, of course. Jim Stafford there and my girl, Bill. My girl, my girl, my girl, my girl.
And the latest score here at the big soccer match on the deck of the Janine. Radio Atlantis 40, other radio stations nil. Play is held up at the moment. The Radio Atlantis captain Steve England has fouled Don Allen and Andy Archer when a seagull has just fouled the deck. The crowd are going wild. The free kick is about to be taken. Referee Paul Burnett is about to blow up.
Is there anybody going to listen to my story? All about the girl who came to stay.
Rebound sound with the Beatles.
She's the kind of girl you want so much it makes you sorry. Still you don't regret us.
And it's called Girl.
Oh, girl.
All together, sniff in.
Girl.
Smell this cheese.
When I think of all
From the LP Rubber Soul, that's the Beatles. And a touch of the old girl. Have you ever had a touch of the old girl? Don't be rude, madam. 25 minutes now past 7 o'clock. And don't forget, in 5 minutes' time, it's Worldwide News with David Rogers.
It's a fun of a day.
And here he is, almost as bald as my dad. Now I come to think of it, he's almost as bald as me. Neil Sedaka, Laughter in the Rain.
strolling along country roads with my baby. It starts to rain, it begins to pour. I feel inside.
And that's number 12 in the Atlantis Hotline of Hits. Oh, touch of the laughter in the rain. I'll tell you what, there was some laughter in the rain this morning. Andy and I with that silicone grease, honestly. But so to the skin we did.
Radio Atlantis.
It's the greatest rip-off of all time. Everybody around Europe is ripping off their vests and shirts and putting on a Radio Atlantis T-shirt. This piece of fab clothing only costs you 10 gulders and is of Oostburg in Holland, and join in the biggest rip-off of all time.
Radio Atlantis.
Now some lovely moggy type music to take us up to Davy Rogers. Broadcasting from the motor vessel Janine, anchored 12 miles from the coast of Belgium, this is Radio Atlantis, where the time is now exactly 7:30. Let's go over to the newsroom. On the half hour, Radio Atlantis News.
Good evening, this is David Rogers reporting. President Makarios is now in London and has already had a 1-hour meeting with the Prime Minister, Mr. Harold Wilson, in many cases of looting and sniping. And now a look at the weather. The night will be clear in most areas. Tomorrow there will be sunny periods accompanied by showers, except in western districts where more prolonged periods of rain are expected. This has been Radio Atlantis News. The next bulletin will be at 8:30.
Thank you, Dave. And after a 3-minute news, all I can say is, do you feel all right? A lot of wind, that was. Dave will be back in 1 more hour's time. All the latest developments, national and international. Stand by for that one. Meanwhile, here's Jeffries, and do you feel all right?
Watch out, all right.
Yeah, mate.
All right.
Watch out, here he comes now, mate. Here we go, that's Feeling Alright, and Jeffries for you. The brand new single from Jeffries, Steve England, Adrian Van Asgard production, as I keep on saying. And let me see, check out the time now. It's 23 minutes before 8 o'clock, and you're listening to Atlantis.
Hey, won't you come and listen to Radio Atlantis? Hey, won't you come and listen to? It's the Steve England Blast Off program on the wireless, especially for you. Oh, won't you come and listen to? Come on now. Oh, won't you come and listen to? Not even to me. It's the Steve England Blast Off program on the radio for you.
I don't know what that was all about, mate. Thank you, Ray. Now, back to music. Hey, a touch of the old rock and roll, eh, Gertie? You're going to do the Charleston to this one, then? Oh, you are, right. I'll join in with you, if you like. We'll Charleston round the studio together. Hey, rock and roll. That's Shawadi Daddy. Yes, Shawadi Daddy. Shawadi your daddy. Indeed, 19 now before 8 o'clock, and now... Yesterday. And here's the Rolling Stones. And back to yesteryear with a touch of the old jumpin' Jack Flash. Watcha, Mick. Oh, he knows me, you know. Hey, the Rolling Stones played on you. Rebound! Sorry, my voice is still breaking, you see.
We say it with music. Music. You are listening to the international service of Radio Atlantis on 312 meters, 962 kHz in the medium wave band. Vous êtes à l'écoute du service international de Radio Atlantis en petite onde de 312 mètres, 962 kHz. U bent afgestemd op Radio Atlantis Internationaal in de middengolf 312 meter, 962 kHz. Sie hören Radio Atlantis International auf 312 Metern in der Mittelwelle bezugsweise 962 kHz. Aquí Radio Atlantis Internacional in ondas medias 312 metros 962 kilociclos. This is Atlantis Music in 74.
Coming weekend, the international service of Radio Atlantis is proud to present the 312 Golden Weekend.
Super oldies, yesterday.
Stay tuned to the big one. Music Radio 74.
Let's go.
The Bells there, The Wizard of Love. I'm not quite sure what number it is in the top 40, but it's definitely firmly established in our hotline of hits this week. We're just looking again at the ship on the horizon there. It's quite a big one. It does look a bit like some kind of ferry. It's difficult to tell because it's quite a long way away. Perhaps we'll find out later on. Derek's just arrived. Hello, Derek. What have you been up to? Are you still painting or something? What are you doing down there?
Well, apart from flushing Steve when he went past in the rubber boat.
Don't tell them that. They'll do something very controversial to you otherwise.
Yes, I've heard them say that. Can I just say hello to someone who...
Sure, yeah, help yourself.
Hello, Garuda. I was just speaking to you a moment ago on the ship to shore that we have, and he asked me to say hello if I got a chance, so hi. Hope you're enjoying the programme.
I expect he is.
Yeah.
Right, what have you been doing? You've got more paint on yourself than you've got on the ship, I think, haven't you?
Well, you see, if you go down there, you'll find out.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, anyway, let's once again go back to Andy. And this is coming up now. Hello, Summertime. Quite a fitting number, I suppose. Bobby Goldsborough.
Birds and bees and all the flowers and trees, fishes on the line. Girls and guys and yellow butterflies sing hello summertime. A homemade boat and a river to float with nothing on our mind. Summer moon above, two people in love singing hello summertime, summertime. Yes, summertime. It's the time for two, just me and you, and the summertime.
Ooh, there we go. I have to have the radio on, you see, to find out when the record's finishing, and the only way I can find out when Andy's got the mic switched on is to hear that feedback. What I'm going to do now is to lift up the hatch cover, if I can. And waiting underneath the hatch cover is Derek, who's going to give us a quick description of the diesel tank. So I'll lower the microphone down to Derek. There you are, Derek.
Hi. Okay, thanks, Keith. Or Dave, I should say. Yes, there you go, you see. Well, we have here a 100-gallon tank, which feeds the generators by centrifugal force, and we have two 20-ton storage tanks at the back, And in between this, you see, we have an electric motor. When we open one of the valves down below to what's called the day tank, because when we had engines in the ship, you see, the engine was fed by this day tank, and it was filled every day. We switch on the electric motor, which has a suction pump on it, and also a small pump at the front for building up pressure, and it feeds it into the day tank here, you see. Well, we haven't got any engines in the ship, so you can't hear them running, I'm afraid.
How big would you say this whole area is, Derek?
Oh,
Quite sizable, isn't it?
yeah, it was a fair-size engine that was in here. It's what? Oh, I suppose. It's quite hard to sort of describe, really, isn't it? You know, the size of it.
The height, I mean, it's quite high at the start, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, it's easy. 20, maybe 25 feet.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
Yeah.
All that's left now is a great hole where the engine used to be.
Oh, we have got planks on it, and we have got ballast in it, which I know all about that.
Do you want to introduce the next record, by the way? It's David Bowie, Holy Holy.
Oh, well, there you are, you see. No doubt you heard Dave there. That's Holy Holy by David Bowie. Hello, Andy.
Listen, lady, let me lie low, you. Be alive, my old mind. Smoother, get good and older, helping one another, a righteous brother. Nighttime, in back the nighttime, I don't want to be angels, the little believers, the devil in me. Hold on to anyone, hold on to anyone, just let me be. Hold on to anyone, hold on to anyone, let go of me.
I'm getting very much of a look in on this, do I? No. Anyway, that was Holy Holy and the sounds of Bowie. And, of course, I thought, well, I'll hijack the thing and I'll do the show all by myself without any help from those outside, you see. So they can't butt in. That's one thing that I can be saying.
I can't hear you, Andy. I'm sorry. I had to turn the radio right down. It was feeding back a bit. Sorry about that. Hang on, Derek. Ah, there we are. I can hear you just about now.
Well, there you are, you see. What are you doing out on deck at the moment?
Well, I'm not doing very much. I'm just standing out here with my bottom firmly implanted. Not implanted, no, that's the wrong expression. Sorry about that. I've just had a reaction from the rubber boat. I didn't mean implanted. I'll retract that statement. Sorry.
I should do that immediately.
I meant I was sitting on the hatch cover. This is what comes of trying to think up these elaborate phrases. I'll tell you what we'll do after the next record. Derek, before the last record, in fact, was speaking from a kind of a balcony which runs around the top of what used to be the engine room. Well, during the next record, Derek's going to wander right down to the bottom where the chains are, or ballast, and he's going to do an introduction from there. Anyway, in the meantime, what have we got now? Says he. Rock Your Baby, George McRae.
There you go. And that was George McRae and Rock Me Baby. Well, at the moment, we're back in the engine room, and we're standing on the platform around the top of the engine room. And we're about to descend down the, 16 stairs, I think it is. Can you hear me coming down? Yes, I'm sure you can. You see plenty of clunking and... Hi, Steve. They're a little bit loose, actually, these stairs, because when we got all this chain ballast in here, they smashed through one or two things, you see. And this is all the chain ballast. We've got 17, 18 tons of it at the moment, and the rest is made up with sand. And standing to the front of the engine room, we've got a very large air compressor on the left-hand side. We don't use because we haven't got any compressed air to start it, for a start.
And what will we do with it when we had it anyway?
Exactly.
Well, look what Dave Owen's doing.
Oh, and Dave's crawling through the hatch cover into the engine room, you see. And on our right-hand side, we have a large water heater and a generator. A small generator, which isn't working now. Then we advance forward, and we have here a nice big diesel pump for pumping out the bilges, you see, because we do take in water, and because, like every ship, you know, water comes in and has to be cleared away, and we do that about once a week, unless the weather's rough, and then we do it every day. Yeah, well, we're not quite sure, actually, what the next record is.
How about letting that hydrofoil go?
Oh, the hydrofoil.
I'm going to switch on the...
I'll tell you what, no, we can do it from here, actually. Yeah, what we do...
What plant out the water, actually?
We have a large water tank at the back, you see.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
And there you go, you see. And when I open this valve on top, you can hear the air and the water coming out. And I got wet. But that's the hydrofoil, anyway, that pumps up, keeps the pressure up, so that we can have a wash and clean our teeth. And
it makes a really good noise when it's going on. Let me turn it on.
Yeah, he's gonna turn it on from up there, and then we should have it started, you see. It's rather a weird monstrosity. It's a tank of about 10 gallons, and it has an electric motor with a compressor pump on it, and it pumps up a pressure into there to about 3 kilograms, and then it operates through the tap system as your normal household supply would do. Over to our left again, we have the two large air storage tanks for the air compressor, with a lot of fan belts and bits and pieces that are unfortunately no longer in use. And it's quite spooky down here, actually, when the weather's bad. Oh, here we go, you see.
Has it started to go yet?
No, it takes a while, actually, because we've dropped down to 2 kilograms. Just below 2 it should come in, actually. And it's falling off now. Maybe if we bang that, you see. There you are. And that's our water pressure, hydrofoil starting up.
Sometimes when you're walking down here to go to the transmitter or something, you get halfway down the stairs and it goes... And you jump about 3 foot in the air on these unsafe stairs and then you crash into Derek's ballast.
Yes, well, I like people bashing into my ballast. Anyway, that's back to Andy now and Gilbert O'Sullivan.
I may be old-fashioned, so what if I am? I'm not any different to any other man. I'm not one of those who
lads. Where have you got to? You're not going to give up the ghost, are you? Not a squeak. They're down in the transmitter room at the moment.
Anyway, thank you very much, David, for spinning the records in the studio. Well, Andy Anderson in the transmitter room now with John, who's my co-partner in mending transmitters on the MS Janine here. And looking in front of us, we see 3 big cabinets, don't we, John?
That's right.
Let's take it from left to right.
Right, okay.
And then we'll recap on them in a minute or two.
Yeah, well, briefly describing the one on the left, it's in a case about 6 feet high by 2 feet wide by 2 feet deep, and it's the shortwave transmitter. Perhaps you'd like to elaborate on that, Andy?
Yeah, in fact, the shortwave transmitter, in fact, we've only tested on the air. In fact, we're now short of parts because we've used the output valves from the shortwave transmitter as spare parts for the medium wave. So we don't have enough output valves in the shortwave transmitter to put it on the air, which is rather a shame, really, on the last week of Atlantis' broadcast. But not to worry too much about that. At least the medium wave is on the air. And, well, the shortwave transmitter is it's a 0.5 kilowatt transmitter, and its frequency that we tested it on was 6.225 megahertz on the 49 meter band. Going along one more cabinet, we have a somewhat larger cabinet, which is 7 feet tall by about 3'6" wide and about 4 feet deep, and that's in fact the medium wave transmitter which we're talking to you now via. And well, John will tell you a little bit about that.
Well, it's rather an interesting looking case because it's got a little window in the front, and if you look into the window you can see 4 brightly glowing valves, and they're all the same type actually. They're 4400s, which you've no doubt heard us refer to on the air occasionally or often, depending on how the use of the Radio Atlantis. And
it's basically an RCA transmitter actually, type number BTA1R1, but in fact we've modified it for increased output. And going along one more cabinet, we have a somewhat larger cabinet, and a cabinet with a little bit more history than the 1 kilowatt X-Rem Island transmitter that we were just talking about. Well, the next cabinet, in fact, used to be on Radio 270, which was anchored, I think, near Bridlington, off England, yes?
Yeah, that's right.
On the ship, what was the ship called?
The Ocean 7.
That's, in fact, I believe the Ocean 7 was, in fact, a very, very small ship. Right. Something like 160 tons, about a quarter of the size of this one. But anyway, they seem to be able to run a radio station from it. And in fact, that's another, well, it used to be an RCA transmitter. And it used to be an RCA ampliphase transmitter of 10 kilowatts power. But in fact, it's been somewhat modified since then, hasn't it, John?
That's right. I think perhaps you ought to describe the size of it. It's again 7 foot high, and it's, according to the manual, 44 inches wide and 44 inches deep. There was a BTA-10J once on a day, and
in fact, these ampliphase transmitters from RCA are extremely efficient transmitters once you get them going. In fact, they can be a little bit tricky to set up, but they are very efficient. But of course, this one is no longer an ampliphase transmitter. In fact, it's now a linear amplifier, one that we've been working on for some time. And in fact, when we were on 312 meters, we did test it for on a couple of occasions. But in fact, we are short of 1 or 2 of the spare parts that we need, and owing to the fact that Atlantis will be closing down in about a week's time anyway, I doubt really whether we're going to see that on the air. But had we had that on the air, that would have increased the output from the normal medium wave transmitter as used as an amplifier, just being used as an amplifier to amplify the signal from the output of the medium wave transmitter before it goes to the aerial, and it would have increased the power to 10 kilowatts. But in fact, there's very little word to do on that, but of course the thing now, there's very little time as well, so it looks like we're not going to get that on the air now. Rather a shame. Anyway, behind us we have an amplifier, which is a Philips amplifier, connected to a loudspeaker, and the input of the amplifier is connected to a crystal set, which provides a monitor for the transmissions so that we can hear how good the quality is, not only from the studio, but also off the air. There's also a number of workbenches in the transmitter room here, which we use for building little bits and pieces for the station, and also for repairing things. Anyway, I think we ought to go back to more music now, because we've been burbling on for a little while. So here's Rock and Roll Lady, and this is Shawadi Dadi.
home. Not listening.
Right, there we go. That was Shabody Waddy Waddy there, and Rock and Roll Lady. And, right, Dave Owen here this time. And thanks very much, Andy, by the way, for describing the transmitter to us.
Welcome. I'm using a rather nice Apple at the moment.
I'm not saying it's very nice.
I don't think it's a Granny Smith.
Right, we've now moved, let me see, about halfway out the boat, and we're sort of just down the road from the kitchen. In fact, you can probably hear my voice echoing quite a lot. Possibly because we're standing in the loo at the moment.
I've just thrown the apple core overboard.
Just thrown the apple core overboard. Right, we'll keep you informed as to the apple core. But this loo is quite a nice loo, actually. It's painted blue with a white ceiling, and it's got an enthralling porthole, in which if we look out, we can see lots of sea, which is quite surprising, but still. And directly above me, there's a vent which leads to the deck, which is where the microphone leads coming through, actually. And let me see, what else can I tell you about it? The loo itself is got a black seat, very nice. It's made of white porcelain, and it's got a little lever on it. And if we pull the lever, we get a very peculiar sound. There we go, that's because the loo flashing, and I must say that was interesting. And also hanging on the wall there's a little air spray, an air freshener, which we use whenever Steve England's been around. And talking about Steve, I believe you've got something else to show.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that we've got what we've got on the seat of the toilet.
Oh yes, GB Townsend Frozen stickers all over the place.
And Andy, I don't know where Andy got this from, but it says, please do not use lavatory when the train is standing at the station.
I really don't know.
I can't imagine where he got that from. So I'm going to take you through the passageway, past the old paint store, into the brand new washrooms. And these were actually renovated just a short time ago, weren't they?
Yeah.
And but they made there was a slight mistake made, you see, because the pipes, which are the waste pipes for these sinks, were made of this kind of grey plastic, and it was put out over the side, about 2 foot length, this hard plastic over the side. Of course, when the tender came on that side, it smashed the plastic away, so now we've got a sort of, well, I call it a Derek Bodge. Anyway, it works, so that's it. But we always on the floor of the loo, we always have bathroom, we always have, I guess about an inch or so of water in the corner, but we put up with these things, you see. And here's me turning on the taps. That's a hot tap, and that's a cold tap. And this is my toothbrush. I hate it to be all me, but anyway, here we go. I'll brush my teeth. Do you see what it sounds like? Yeah, in the morning we go. Which is all rather interesting. Hang on a sec. Let's do that. Horrible toothpaste. Made in Hong Kong or Belgium. And here's a bath here. And Dave Owen is going to give you a live commentary from in the bath.
In the bath?
Yeah.
I refuse to get in the bath.
Go on,
I'll get in the bath then, but don't turn the water on. Well, this is a very interesting bath now, sitting in the bath now.
It's the first bath we actually have never used it.
Actually, I've never used it. Has anyone ever used it?
No. Well, Derek won't let us.
Why not?
They can wash their feet in it, but they can't have a bath, unfortunately. We don't store enough water.
I resent that. There's a little sort of shower attachment actually at the end of the bath, plus a nice cold water and
turn it on?
warm water tap. Yeah, turn it on. I'll remove myself from the bath.
No, you won't.
Okay, I will.
No, wait!
I'm being showered by 2 ends by boiling hot water.
Is it hot?
Yeah, it's quite warm actually. But the one you pointed at me was cold, and the one Derek pointed at me was hot. Right at the end now. Steve's standing right underneath the shower.
There's the shower. Yeah, shall I turn it on? Turn it on.
Doesn't it sound like a shower?
Yes, I must admit.
Yes, I got wet as well.
Nice and warm water.
We've all got soap today. Right. I guess that just oh yes, we'll just give you a go on the warning siren in case anything goes wrong on the boat, or if we're just feeling in a bad mood, or if we're intoxicated or something, we normally let the siren on. And here we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Slightly better than the honkers up in the studio, eh?
Well, shall we return them back to the studio? Then we'll get the girls to give you a view of the kitchen, eh?
Yes. Okay, so back to the studio, and here it is, folks. Our next Dave Owen rocket as well. Classical gas, Vegas Opera.
Hello, it's Debbie and Linda here in the kitchen, and we're going to give you a guided tour. Actually, I think the kitchen is, it used to be, I think, the worst room on the whole ship. It was very, very grubby and dirty when we first came on board. And in rough weather it still is very grubby and dirty because, of course, everything falls on the floor, makes a mess, and we get a chip pan falling over and pulling about a gallon of oil all over the place. But apart from that, actually it's a lot better now because Linda and I had a go at painting it a few months ago, and now it's painted actually the same colour as the bathroom, which is a sort of a light green colour, which isn't too bad. I'm actually standing at the moment against the cupboard where we keep all the pots and pans, and on the top of that cupboard there's an oven, for want of a better word. Actually, it's not too bad, but a little bit small for our requirements. But anyway, we manage okay, don't we, Linda? Yeah, not too bad. And then we have next door to that, there's our cooker, which is a gas cooker. It's just 4 rings. There's no oven underneath because we've got the electric oven. And Steve's just going to demonstrate the sound of the gas lighting up here. There's the match. Oh, we have ignition. Just shows how often he lights it up. He didn't know which one to turn on. Never mind. Oh yes, and then also to make another sort of sound effect for you, we've got a fan. I'll just press it. It makes a lot of noise actually. Sometimes it doesn't start up straight away, but it's going to today. Here we go. Woo. Pretty loud, isn't it? That's the trouble, you can hardly hear yourself speak when that's going, but anyway, that's to take away all the smells of the kitchen and everything. And anyway, we've got a nice big washing machine with a spin dryer. We do all our washing in that, and we have a sink with some new taps that the plumber put in for us, and some cupboards where we keep all the crockery and all the plates. We've got plastic plates actually and plastic mugs on here, much better in rough weather because the others all got broken. And we've got a fridge, quite a big fridge in here, which is tied up. Because of, well, in rough weather, of course, again, the door opens, everything falls out, so we have to tie it up. That's right. Oh, it would do, I'm sure. And that's about it for the kitchen. As I say, it's quite a big kitchen, actually, and there's plenty of room for 2 of us, and we do, well, everything in here. What we usually do, in fact, is have a main meal in the evening, about 6 o'clock, and then everybody sits around together. That's the only meal of the day when we're all together, really, because a lot of the other times some people are in bed and some are working, some are on the air. So that's what we do. And well, I'll tell you what, I'll just hand you over to Linda and she can tell you a little bit. Tell you what, Linda, you can tell them about our food store because that's just along the corridor a bit, isn't it? Yeah, the food store, well, it's not it's quite full up, really. Yeah, full up with lots of different bits and pieces, tin fruit and chips and all sorts of things. And soon we're going to start with dinner, aren't we? Yeah, we're starting dinner soon. We've got to get on with that now. Yes, really. Yes. So we go back to Dave in the studio. And what's the record? It's Sundown by Gordon Mack. Yeah.
Atlantis. Radio Atlantis. Come on. Radio Atlantis. Fire! Atlantis here, Atlantis there, Atlantis in the air. Atlantis everywhere.
The famous Radio Atlantis archives are on the air. Radio Atlantis reactivates its spring-driven gramophone to play another dusty gem at 78 RPM.
Well, there we go.
Listen, my boy.
Yeah.
I'll teach you how to be a disc jockey, my
Go
boy.
on, mate, I always wanted to be a disc jockey.
Well, listen
Like
here.
my uncle said, I've got a good voice for broadcast.
Now listen, this is how you test the mic. This is how you test the mic.
Right.
You go 1, 2, 3.
Can I have a go?
No, that...
1, 2, 3.
That'll cost you 3 and 6 extra for spitting on me.
Sorry.
Now listen you. I'll show you how to cue record decks. I'll just get a record like this and place the needle carefully on the record. And then it's time to cue it up like this, you see. Stop it. Look, will you stop it, please? Look, all right, well, now you can cue it up.
Just a minute, I'm only practicing, isn't I?
Stop it,
All right, hang on.
Nearly had to cut his hands off that time. Anyway, now listen, my lad.
Yeah?
After you've done it, I want you introducing this record. It says, it's the Tubby Checker record by The Twist. So here you go.
Here's the rummy record checker on side of this.
No, we've got the wrong speed. Oh, it's no use. I'll have to teach you how to use the cartridge machine. Now listen, my boy. You have to repeat after me. It's 14 minutes past 7 o'clock on the big sound of Kenny Lynn. And now you press the button. All right, go on.
It's Kenny Lynn past 14.7 on the big sound.
No, you got it wrong. Press the button, will ya?
Britain's better beginning for Britain's brighter broadcaster. At last, the Kenny Lynn School of Broadcasting. You from the Kenny Lynn Sound Studio, one of Britain's finest stereo DJ suites, comes the Kenny Lynn School of Broadcasting, with your chance to learn how to use some of the world's best radio studio equipment. For full details and a free demonstration tape, call the Kenny Lynn School of Broadcasting on Tunbridge Wells 32177. That's Tunbridge Wells 32177. Call the Kenny Lynn School of Broadcasting today.
I owe everything I know to them.
Now listen, Andy, talking seriously, how do you feel about record lyrics? I mean, do you feel that real meaning can be contained in such lyrics as Bob Dylan and, other poetic artists of this age? I really do sincerely believe...
I can really get into that.
Well, I think that we all appreciate that the new form of poetry is, in fact, record lyrics now.
Yes, definitely record lyrics.
And I think that this is really right on.
I think it's a classic example of the fact.
Yes. Just listen to this and the message it conveys for the whole
And
world.
what more can you say about this than listen to the music itself?
Right.
The frog went a-courting and he did ride. The frog went a-courting and he did ride. The frog went a-courting a little white horse, with sword and pistol by his side.
Right on.
Oh, definitely.
Went down to Miss Mouse's door. He went down to Miss Mouse's door.
That's really mind-blowing, Steve.
Far out.
He went down to Miss Mouse's door, where he had been many times before. Then he took Miss Mouse upon his...
And all in the spirit of LA, eh? Yeah.
And he took Miss Mouse upon his knee.
Large ankles.
Yes, he took Miss Mouse upon his knee and he said, Miss Mouse, will you marry me?
Without my Uncle Rat's consent. Without my Uncle Rat's consent. I'm afraid without my Uncle Rat's consent. Oh no, without my Uncle Rat's consent, I would not marry the president.
Even if he was bent.
Uncle Rat laughed and he shook his fat thigh.
Yes.
Uncle Rat laughed and he shook his fat thigh. Uncle Rat laughed and he shook his fat thighs to think that his niece would be a bride. Then he said, where will the wedding breakfast be? Oh, where will the wedding breakfast be?
It's Derek Jones!
Hi, Sylvia.
I wish he wouldn't drive his generator around the day.
All right.
from place to place, righting wrongs, protecting the strong, attacking the weak. Taking from the poor and giving it to the rich.
Very wise.
Shouldn't that be the other way round?
I know what time my bread butter, duckling.
Anyway, my lad, it's time to be a disc jockey, course number 2.
Oh, course number 2?
Yes, on my word, I'm going to teach you already how to be a funky DJ.
Funky DJ!
Now listen, I'd like you to say something like foot tapping, wrist twisting.
Oh, I don't know if I can manage that, mate.
Go on, have a try then.
Oh, right. I'll take a deep breath. My mum said I was talented, actually.
Yeah, something like twist, nurking, backfooting, funky but live or something.
All right. This is, finger snapping, toe tapping, knee knocking, knuckle cracking, finger popping, leg pulling, wrist twisting, time tangling, foot stomping, butt scalp, music, yeah.
Oh, that's quite good. You'll be all right after another 38 lessons at £1.10 each.
Tune in again tomorrow, same time, same station, to see if John will goose Sadie's cook.
Wow, man, that's really great. Wow, there's soul music.
Yes, all right. All right, shut up now. Just shut up, will you?
You like good music. That sweet soul music. Just long as it's sweet. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We are here on the floor, y'all. I go, where do I go? Dancing with the music. Oh yeah, oh yeah. My slide on Lou Roll, y'all. I don't look for y'all. Making love to her to sing, y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah. My slide on Sammy Day, y'all. I don't look way, y'all. Singing home on I'm coming. Oh yeah, oh yeah. My slide on Wilbur Picture now. That's quick. Singing something slanty. Oh yeah, oh yeah. My slide on Otis Ready now. Singing fast, 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 fast. Fast, 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 fast. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Get it on it. Spotlight on James Brown, y'all. Be the king of them all, y'all. Be the king of them all, y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Do you like good music? That sweet soul music. Just long as it's sweet. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I got to
It's 21 minutes now past the golden hour of 7 o'clock. You're listening to Radio Atlantis, and yours truly, Steve England, sitting here in the chair with Andy Anderson doing all sorts of other things, like looking for Bingo Crazy somewhere in the record library when he can't find it. And I must say how underwhelmed I am to have him in the studio with me.
Oh, that's really amazing.
Oh, yeah, let's just press this button then. Oh, no, it's...
Atlantis here, Atlantis there, Atlantis in the air.
Oh, I thought it was.
More.
Know what I mean? Nudge, nudge.
Atlantis everywhere.
Say no more.
And now we have the world expert on bees, who is now going to conduct his bee.
Oh, that's really amazing, Steve.
Now listen. Far out. That bee ought to have been orchestrated at birth, you know. Why don't you just be off, Andy? Hey, have you noticed something? While that bee is singing, it's reading the B note.
Oh, yes. How can you tell it's a B note?
Well, just ask him if he can sing Honey. By Bobby Goldsborough. You didn't get that joke, did you? No, did
I said, can you sing Sandy? He said, only when my throat's rough.
Well, what's the matter, Andy? Do you feel all right?
I feel perfect.
Oh, get her out of the studio. I can't. Oh, my God. I can't stand another show with her. And guess what? On the big sound of Atlantis, it's Jeffrey. Don't tune the dial, will you, please? There we go, that's Jeffries, and what was it called on the thing?
It was called Feeling Alright.
Mamma mia, you're not mean, it's a feeling
I
alright.
know spaghetti.
Have you been feeling you're alright lately?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness me, what is record company? Oh, look, up your what you talking about?
Mama, you understand that? No. Well, like I don't understand how you can't, 'cause like I've been to, Paris, Beirut, I've been Iraq, Iran, Asia, I speak very, very, fluent Spanish, todo está bien, chévere. Chévere. Bien chévere. Is that right, Mama? Yes, I got my shaking room, I'm gonna do a little thing. Everybody's got a thing, but some don't know how to handle it. Everybody needs a change, a chance to check up on you. But you're the only one to see the changes you take yourself through. But don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, pretty mama. 'Cause I'll be standing there knowing when you take it out. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing.
Andy? Just don't worry about a thing.
I'm not worrying.
Don't worry.
Don't worry when I tell you the truth. Don't worry.
I'm afraid of things that are different.
I'm different.
Nearly did it again.
I don't know what happened there, yes.
Now that cut her off in her prime, didn't it?
Listen, stop cutting off your prime. I tell you what now, it's time to go over to the nudes room for that dreadful John Harding, who's dressed in his khaki shorts and his Bermuda bra.
Really?
Yes.
You know, last time I saw him, he was doing the news in this frock.
Well, it's funny you should mention that. Last time I saw him, he was wearing concrete Wellingtons, and he was wearing a 3-ton sou'wester and doing the news from the top of the mast.
Really? He's going right out of his mind, isn't he?
I don't know what he's doing today, but I guess he's probably standing doing ballerina pauses on the turntables whilst... I can't think of anything. Might as well go over to the news.
Getting out of hand, isn't it?
It's getting a bit silly.
Really, yeah.
Okay, over to the newsroom now with John Harding, well, you know, reporting. Now, John, say after me, good evening, this is John Harding reporting.
On the half hour, Radio Atlantis News.
Good evening, this is John Harding reporting. A United Nations announcement in Lisbon says that Portugal is ready to recognise the Republic of Guinea-Bissau and to sign treaties for the immediate transfer of power in the territory. The statement made at the end of a visit to Portugal by UN Secretary Dr. Kurt Waldheim also says that contacts will continue with the nationalists of Mozambique and Angola with a view to granting their independence. In Cyprus, military representatives of Britain, Greece, Turkey and the United Nations have made aerial surveys to try to draw up ceasefire lines. The new president of Cyprus, Mr. Clarides, has sent telegrams to 50 heads of government alleging brutality by Turkish forces. In Italy, trade unions have called for mass strikes tomorrow in a protest at the bomb attack on the crowded overnight Rome to Munich express train. 12 people died and more than 40 were injured. All trains in Italy will run 10 minutes late tomorrow as respect to those killed. There are reports of more heavy fighting in South Vietnam, with communist forces mounting assaults on government positions in northern and central areas. In Northern Ireland, 2 girls have had their heads shaved. The incident happened at the border town of Strabane. In Belfast, several mortar bombs were fired at an army post. However, no one was hurt and little damage was caused. Finally, we check out on Radio Atlantis weather. The night will continue wet in most areas, with the winds mainly westerly. And there seems to be little hope for a brighter day tomorrow. This has been Radio Atlantis International News. The next bulletin will be at 8:30 this evening.
Well, John, it's no good. They found out about you shaving those girls' heads, you know.
So, I've got a little pianist here.
A little pianist?
Yes.
Oh. Looks little as well.
Hi, honey. How about a little hanky-panky? Well, a couple of handfuls never hurt anybody.
Actually, I can play the piano, you know.
Can you play the piano?
Yeah, I'm very good. I only use one finger.
Do you really?
I only use one note. Just a second, I'll go and get the piano. Here, what do you think of that then, eh?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I'll make a fortune.
I'll put this record on by Edward
They're going to call me Tchaikovsky.
I can think of a few things to tell you. Call you.
Charming, isn't it? How sweet.
Anyway, after this record, Andy, I'll present you with the seat.
I'm sending out an SOS because I'm in so much distress. And if you see my baby, stop on sight. Yes, I am. From Maine to Mexico.
And, of course, SOS, of course, is a... And then, Then another...
Actually, Andy, something I've always wanted to know. Can you read Morse code?
Oh, I can actually. All
right, then.
Slightly, yes.
Right, well, what's...
That's our daft record of the week.
Ah, yes.
Our daft record of the week.
But first, you've got to press... you've got to tell them all about Frank Smith.
Frank Smith?
Frank Smith!
Oh, yes, my mother.
Yes, oh, your dad.
Look out! Op donderdag 15 augustus kan je de première van de grootste Frank Smith Show zien te Adrem in de zaal Wiedewaal en de aanvang is 20 uur. Frank Smith, de meneer die we zeker en vast kennen van Come Back Home, Bouquet of Roses en Born to Lose, kan je dus zien op donderdag 15 augustus in de zaal Wiedewaal te Adrem en de aanvang is 8 uur 's avonds.
That's amazing. Oh, yes, that's amazing. Anyway, now on to our daft record of the week. And here, of course, is Mr. Stephen England to introduce it.
Well, I would like to say this is the daftest record I've heard for 3 centuries. And here it is now, folks.
What was the daftest record last century?
Ah, that was I Was Born Under a Wandering Star by...
Ella Fitzgerald?
Yes, that's right.
That's
No.
Oh, okay.
It was Ivan Hyland.
All right, Andy. Why don't you play this record? All right, I will. Okay. Right. Why will play it then? I will. Good.
Goed maar. En alle kleine boerderijkjes. Uit hier wat groenere dan het andere. Natuurlijk. En op een daarvan, daar woont er een wilde boerendochter. Ze past alleen maar op de venten. En die jongen van haar neefjes, den dien ze hier toetgerne. Wat is hier nog niet staan? Hij heeft er dan een liedje van gemaakt. Met guurschoenen woorden. En als hij s'avonds voorbij haar deur gaat en hij ziet er licht nog branden, dan stikt hij zijn handen diep in zijn zakken. En met zijn kop een beetje naar beneden zingt hij zijn liedje. Verheur. Hey, schoenbijverken, gewitte heren, zie. Laat ik eens zien hoe gern dat ga maar zie. Hey, schoenbijverken, gewitte heren, zie. Laat ik eens zien hoe gern dat ga maar zie. Maar ja, wat doe je dan? Zo'n zot geweld, dat valt het je maar niet stillen. En elk jaar, met potten van de boom, begint dat opnieuw. Ruwen, schieten vier. Ze moeten dat hier stil en ze wilden van de wilden. En dan is het dan hier stil. Met een vier, dat is ze gewoon niet te zien. En als de Jovis voorbij het deur gaat en hij ziet er licht branden, dan stikt hij zijn handen diep in zijn zakken. En met zijn kop een beetje naar beneden zingt hij zijn liedje. Verheur. Verheur. Yeah. Hey, schoenbijverken.
Gebitte heren, zie.
Laat ik eens zien hoe gern dat ga maar zie. Hey, schoenbijverken. Gebitte heren, zie. Laat ik eens zien hoe gern dat ga maar zie.
En tot mij.
Tot mijn gulden nacht.
Tot mij.
Tot mij met alle kracht. Doe het dan. Schoenbuiken. En de jaren gaan voorbij. En zo werd hij 29. En zo kwam ik hier van de messen alleen tussen de velden op een welen. En ik zag er. Dat is nee, of dat is nooit, paardje. Hij is er tenen. En hij zei wijbeken. Zie je gerne.
Oh, Staddeldaal.
Hey, schoenwijbeken. Gebitte heren, zie. Laat ik je zien hoe gern dat gaan we zie. Yeah, schoenwijbeken. Gebitte heren, zie. Laat ik je zien hoe gern dat gaan we zie. Yeah. En tot mij, gulden naam. Yeah. Tot mij, met alle kracht. Yeah. Doe het dan, geef bij hem. Oh, I'm so angry after that record, Andy. I don't know what to do.
Anyway, on Sensible Time, Radio Atlantis, your station on the stairs, it's time for a touch of the old lady talking. Go on, then.
Hello?
No, that lady.
Oh.
My mommy listens to WHK.
Yeah. Fantastic. What a jingle. Andy, would you mind saying something, please?
Freedom Fighters this afternoon. That's our Stacks of Wax rack number 50 and our fabulous 52 next at WHK. Betty Everett with a Shoop Shoop song. Hey, don't forget now, Friday night, our big Jolly Holiday WHK Coca-Cola.
That was really great. That was really, you right on.
Do you think you could say things like that? Oh, yes, on the Radio Atlantis Wax of Smacks, it's another soupy gookie. And off we go with the AJ Have a Gay song. Yeah!
You are tuned to the good ship Johnny. Music Radio 74. Come on and join the fun. Right here in Atlantis. And I was born in 1958. There was a wee ship searching for war. And then surprise, surprise, the date at Radio Macor.
Surprise, isn't it?
And then the Danes, the Swedes and the Dutch. They all got pirates, so much. And Belgium too, Radio Antwerpen vanaf het schip uit het Spiegel op de Noordzee. We dig it.
It's concrete. It's concrete.
312.
What? 229, isn't it? 229, yeah. All this week. Special offer. Discount.
And if you thought you'd heard the end of it all, you'd better change your mind. For England soon heard a new station call. A 199
Amazing. What trip are you into?
Who needs money anyway?
266. With Radio 390, the Women's Magazine of the Year.
How come? Woo! Baggy stockings off it, ladies.
And then came Adrian Van Landhout.
And he bought himself a yacht.
Music's in the air.
Boy, Adrian's listening in. I didn't say that was him. It was him, honestly, it was him.
It was me, Steve.
It was him, Andy.
It was me, Steve.
And he found himself a yacht. Oh, does this remind you of 13th Century Fox?
Oh, I remember that 13th Century Fox so well. Of course, we bought a dog now, you know. Oh. Call it Diddle.
Do you know the way to Saturday? I will love fun.
Steve England doesn't even know the words.
Neither does Andy Anderson know the words either.
And it was a great big freeway.
I love the Townsend ferries too. I've heard they're stuck together with glue.
And so are you.
If you don't watch it, I'm gonna shove you right in the stew.
That wouldn't do.
Come on, that was too short.
Oh, never mind.
12 miles from the coast of Europe. This is Atlantis. Music in 74.
Hey, there's a Dalek on the door. Listen in. There's a Dalek. Let us know. Hello.
More music power. Big 312.
Exterminate.
With Ted.
I'd just like to pop in here to remind you that the Way Warner show will be on the air in 15 minutes.
Well, that's wonderfully wonderful.
Absolutely.
That's really right. Fantastic.
This is the old king of the concrete jungle, Johnny Holiday in Channel 14, WHK, Cleveland's most imitated radio station.
Look out! Here it comes! That's the sound of money. Money you can win on WHK's Cash Quiz Jackpot. Listen to the new WHK every day between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. for WHK's Phrase of the Day and the current jackpot total. WHK may call you, and if we do, you must tell us how much money is in the Cash Quiz Jackpot and what the phrase of the day is. If you answer correctly, you can win the entire Cash Quiz Jackpot. If you can answer correctly, WHK adds $5 to the current jackpot. You can cash in on WHK and the sound of money.
To WHK, cover 10 and 14, it takes to listen.
good buddy, $125 in WHK's Cash Quiz Jackpot. Stand by. I might be calling you sometime next hour, and you can become an HK winner. 28 degrees out and about in the land of color, Channel 14. Let's click the turnstiles in our wax files with the impressions.
Say it's alright. It's alright. Say it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Have a good time. 'Cause it's alright. Whoa, it's alright. We're gonna move it slow. When lights are low. When you move it slow. It sounds like a moan. And it's alright. Whoa, it's alright. Now listen to the beat. Kind of patch your feet. You got soul, and everybody knows that it's alright. Whoa, it's alright. When you wake up early in the morning, feeling sad like so many of us do. I'm a little soul, make life your goal, and surely something's gotta come to you. Say it's alright. Say it's alright. It's alright. Have a good time. 'Cause it's alright. Whoa, it's alright. Everybody clap your hands. Give yourself a chance. You got soul, and everybody knows that it's alright. Whoa, it's alright. Something will find me over.
Yes, let's click the clacks in our big cracks in the woodwork.
Well, that's wonderful in the white and wonderful today.
That sounds lovely.
Oh,
what have you done to my
Super
headphones?
summertime. you
Yes.
see. It's 2:30.
And it's 15 minutes past. John knocks his head and... I was just thought I would sort of drop in here and throw up all over.
Radio Atlantis.
A slice of lunacy from Steve England and Andy Anderson from Radio Atlantis. Closing off this Studio Collection Volume 1 from the Radio Broadcasting Library. Just to finish off, a few quick words from Andy Anderson about those crazy shows with Steve England.
There was never a script involved in that. We just go into the studio. And Steve and I used to bounce off each other. We have a similar sense of humour, I think. The program was just completely crazy, absolutely mad. Not at all scripted, but a lot of people actually said to me, you know, that must take you ages to work out. And it wasn't. We just used to work it out and fire comments backwards and forwards to each other. It was completely ad-lib. No, we used to have good fun in all of the programs. You know, all of the programs. We used to try and inject a bit of life, and actually, we used to try and sound as if we were enjoying ourselves. And most of the time, we were enjoying ourselves anyway, so that wasn't terribly difficult. You know, we were actually trying to be happy, so that people who listened to the program would also feel happy.
This is the first name in European music radio, Radio Atlantis. We broadcast from the motor ship Janine, lying at anchor in the international waters of the North Sea.